I guess before I begin, I'd like to thank my friend Joel, who worked on me in TGIF, but he agreed to come and throw frisbees at me for like an hour on the glade on campus as I repeatedly bruised myself by laying out in front of the camera to make this movie. So thank you, Joel, for doing that. So we couldn't have had this movie without him. As long as I can remember, I've witnessed environmentalists confined to a pretty narrow depiction by media and politicians. This depiction paints us as struggling against the set direction of the world, the forces of capitalism, growth, the economy, and human nature, all in opposition to our pleas for environmental change. In other words, in this screenplay, environmentalists have been cast as lone salmon, fighting their way up the surging river of the world, clearly headed in the opposite direction as everyone else. This depiction simply isn't true. Environmentalism is the new direction of the world. And why is that? Because it has to be. Because we can't continue living as we have in the past, out of balance, focused on the short term, dealing injustice to our fellow inhabitants of the planet. Change towards a sustainable future is not just some lofty goal, it's inevitable. And every day, more and more people around the world are becoming wise to this reality. So as environmentalists, as I see it, we're not lonely strugglers, destined to a life of uphill battles. We are the ushers of a brand new era, a beautiful era, an absolutely vital era, one that values the quality of human life and respects the fragile biosphere that we depend on. So rather than feeling like a lonely salmon, I feel privileged to belong to such a critical movement, to have the opportunity to give back to the world in a time of great need, a time of great change, and a time of great hope. I feel privileged to belong to such a vibrant community of individuals, such as those who worked with me on these projects, who are dedicated to the same goals. And I feel privileged to follow in the footsteps of the visionary David Brower, to take up the cause where he left off and try to expand it to meet the challenges of today. So it's an exciting time to be alive, and I wouldn't be up here if there weren't so many wonderful people for me to thank. I have to thank my parents who are sitting up here. They put up with all my crazy passions and interests, and I'm truly blessed to have them. To my brother Matthew, who's been my playmate and now my confidant at Berkeley. To my AP environmental science teacher, Mrs. Kerr, who is also sitting here in the audience. I came into her class as a freshman, and all of her swearing and like pounding on the desk and talking about the principal in ways that I hadn't heard teachers talk about them before, as well as the presidential administration, she really had a big impact on me. And kind of lit a fire going in me that's, I think, still around. I have to thank everyone who worked with me on the Green Initiative Fund. And in a way, it's strange to me to accept this as an individual because this was such a collaborative project. And the people that I worked on with it were tireless. And there's no way that I could have done it without them. And we all did it together. And so so many of them are here tonight. And I really thank you guys so much. It was so amazing to work with you. I feel so privileged. So thank you. I share this award with you. I want to thank my co-op, Lothlorien. If I didn't have vegetarian hippies to rub my shoulders at the end of these long meetings, I wouldn't have made it either. And then also thanks to everyone here tonight on Earth Island. I feel so honored to be here. Thank you.